Good afternoon. It's August 7th, 2023, and today we really just had a range day. Here's how it looks on the daily chart. You can see we found resistance right at that midline. And I mean, you really could have predicted that. We had this upward bias all day, and here's the measured move of the midline of the overnight range. You can see it bounced right there, but when it bounced at this midline, you can just tell it's trying to test the midline on the daily chart in that channel. So just a range day, really. There might be a larger channel. Nah, not really. So here's where our first convincing break would be. So, I mean, yeah, people were probably playing this midline. You can see prices reacting to it, but I think you're better off just playing the range. But you can see it's holding prices a little bit and influencing prices, I should say. So anyway, let's take a look at these trades. So I think 5 o'clock comes in this congestion, and really the overnight low was down here, but we formed this level of support and we had a double test off of it. So maybe you consider that. It's just a doji though, so really, I mean, I should probably take that off. So unfortunate there, but there's a double test. It rockets up, goes a little sideways into the open or market open, and then we break above the overnight highs and we go sideways a little, go higher, and then we break lower and get this lower high. I think you might consider this. I was looking at this one over here, but you're really kind of like pushing that. It's not a double test. You're kind of bending the rules for that, and it traps people. I mean, look, it is making a new high, so you want to be careful with that. So yeah, I mean, I think you could argue for this one to be a lower high, back into the range, and you can see we come down. You get the overshoot, it leads to a break. You get this second entry short, but this to me looks like there's too much of a possibility that we get a second leg up when it starts to go sideways like that. So I don't think you want to take that one. It's pretty neutral. So I'm going to delete that. Probably should have just put a square around that one. So we do make a leg up, and that fails. There's no way to get in on that. We break below the midline, and technically that's a second entry long, but this looked like, to me, like a range day, so I thought we would go to test the lows. So maybe you don't take that, and this looked like a trap to me. You know, you get this higher low off the midline. So that's why I liked it. This is a second entry, and that's a higher low, and it just looked like a trap. You know, if you jump in on this bar, you have a heart attack because it almost stops you out. And I don't think you would want to go long on this bar, but you can see a lot of people did like that when it couldn't break lower. People liked that. So maybe you do take that. I don't know. You get confirmation of the trend here, and that's a hidden second entry long and 5-tick bar, so maybe you take that one. Ends up being good. We get a break, move to a new high, couple legs of correction. And this one here, so that looks like the second entry, and then it makes a new low. So you can't get that, but that looks pretty tempting. I mean, looks like a double test, but it looked like we were topping out, and this was channel down. So you'd be going long into a level of resistance. So I think you got to wait. Get a hidden second entry short right here. I don't think you can take it. And then you get a second entry short right here. And it's like, again, we're at the high. So I think, you might be a little nervous because of this level of support, but I think we're going lower. It just feels like we're going lower. So we come down here. Really, you get confirmation of the channel right here and a break. So you get this first entry, second entry. It's a double test. I like this one. You can see plenty of other people like that one. And we get a couple legs down to a new low. Technically, this is a second entry. Maybe you take that one, but you're going right into that opening price. Sometimes you'll find support there. It does end up working. We come down here, and this is the second entry, and then you get a lower high. Not a great setup, though. But maybe you take this second entry long. It's a 5-tick signal bar off of that midline that we found support on multiple times. There's plenty of room back to the EMA. You might consider that. Then you get a reversal pattern right here, but it's pretty sideways, so I'm not crazy about it. And we form this level of resistance up here. You get this double test, but you're going straight into support down here. Come down here, bounce. This kind of looks like a failed break lower, but it's a third entry. We come up higher, and this is a double test. Maybe you consider this one, but I didn't like it because I was looking at this, and so with the break lower that fails, I'd be too concerned that we're going to go in the other direction and, maybe hit this. So maybe you don't, maybe you disagree. I think you might take that. Someone might take that. First entry, second entry, that's a break lower. Maybe you consider that. Plenty of room back to the EMA, another 5-tick signal bar. And then we're going higher. And this looks like a range to me. Break higher fails. You get a lower high. I didn't think about that. Maybe you consider this one or this one. And I think this one you're going straight into the midline, so that's risky. We break higher. And so this is 436.25. And if you go here, right there at that midline is 436.25. So, you could have seen this much earlier, predicted this much earlier in the day than it actually happening. If you just look at your charts, you get this lower high here, but it's just overlap, and I don't like that. Maybe if you have room to these lows, you consider it. And you just got a bunch of flip-flopping in here. So that's how I saw it today. Not the greatest day, but not the most difficult either. Pretty difficult. So I hope everyone had a great day. I'll be back tomorrow.